The equity theory of relationships. Describe the equity theory of romantic relationships. So, equity means that both partners in a relationship have the same level of profit. This is still an economic theory of relationship development. AO1. Equity theory, unlike social exchange theory, suggests a striking balance between the ratio of costs and reward that each individual has is the key to a successful relationship. Therefore, couples are not always looking to maximize their gains but simply to have a fair relationship. This is not the same as equality, where this ratio alongside the levels of cost and reward would be the same for both partners. Rewards may include feelings of intimacy, love, sex, whereas costs may include time and money. Therefore, equity is largely a subjective perception. However, differences in these perceptions can lead to one person being over benefited whilst the other one is under benefited. This disparity causes the over benefited individual to feel guilty and not worthy of the other, whereas the under benefited individual feels envious and disappointed that their input in the relationship is not reciprocal. The degree of difference between the two ratios belonging to each individual determines the likelihood that the relationship will be salvaged and the effort required to do so. This can result in a behavioral or cognitive impacts. The behavioral outcome means that one partner will increase their own cost in order to increase the reward of the individual in an attempt to achieve equity. The cognitive outcome is one or both individuals making their expectations or perceptions of equity more realistic, such as accepting certain costs as standards or norms. This may include abuse, tardiness, messiness, or even unfaithfulness. The ratio often doesn't stay the same throughout the course of the relationship. The input or cost is often significantly longer in the earlier stages in order to secure their partner, but it decreases as the standard of equity has been established. AO3 Evaluation. Evidence to support equity theory comes from Utne et al., who carried out surveys on 118 real-life newlywed couples measuring equity. The researchers found that those who considered their relationship equitable were more satisfied in their relationships than those who felt like they over-benefited or under-benefited. It suggests that over or under-benefiting can lead to dissatisfaction. This increases the validity of the theory on explaining romantic relationships. Further supportive evidence comes from research into caption monkeys, who found female monkeys became very angry when denied grapes in return for playing a game. If monkeys who didn't play the game got a grape instead, capuchins got angry and hurled fruit at the experimenter. This suggests that inequity has universal importance in the formation of relationships in all creatures. Therefore, this increases the support and the validity of the theory. A methodological disadvantage with the research is that it was an animal study. Humans are far too socially, emotionally, and intellectually complex and developed, and therefore it isn't appropriate to extrapolate the findings to explain human relationships. This reduces the population validity of the study and its support for the importance of equity in romantic relationships. A further limitation of the theory is it may not be valid in all cultures. Research found that couples in individualistic cultures linked satisfaction to equity, while those in collectivist cultures were more satisfied by being over-benefited. This suggests that equity is not the key to all satisfying relationships, and this reduces the generalizability as the theory fails to explain romantic relationships in all culture. And that was the IDA point.